There are moments in entertainment that do not shout, they simply arrive, and the room falls still. At a recent fan Q&A, Wulei paused, just long enough for everyone to lean in, then smiled and spoke about working with someone who understands you without words. No names, no theatrics, just a sentence that felt disarmingly sincere. The whole responded first with silence, then with a wave of warm surprise, and finally with applause that sounded less like excitement and more like recognition. In that instant, viewers across generations sensed something precious, a respect between artists that needs no headline to be meaningful. Tonight on News, we explore that moment without intruding on anyone's private life. We will look at why a single thoughtful answer traveled from stage lights to living rooms around the world, why mature audiences, from New York to Nagoya and Singapore to Stockholm, felt seen by its gentleness, and how an understated phrase became a mirror for our own memories of friendship, teamwork, and the comfort of being quietly understood. Settle in. This is a story about craft, connection, and the grace of saying less. Before the hashtags and debates, there was the work, consistently prepared, thoughtfully delivered, and unshowy in the best possible way. For years, audiences have praised this pairing not because they chase noise, but because they bring a calm steadiness to every project. They are punctual, they listen, and they leave space for each other to breathe within a scene. Qualities older viewers especially recognize as hallmarks of professionalism. Their collaboration suggested trust, their interviews modeled gratitude. In a world that often mistakes volume for value, these two remind us that restraint can be a kind of elegance. So when Wulei chose those words, understands you without words, it resonated with longtime followers who had already witnessed the rhythm of their partnership. People who have led teams, raised families, or navigated demanding workplaces know this feeling. Real synergy does not need announcing. It simply makes hard things feel easier. That is why the comment felt larger than gossip. It reframed the conversation away from speculation and back to something useful for all of us, how dignity, discipline, and shared purpose can turn good work into something quietly special.
Lädt US-lose Moment down. A question Lanz, direct, affectionate, slichtly daring.
Wulei does not rush. He looks thoughtful rather than defensive, and when he finally speaks, the message is simple. When you are understood without explanation, that is something rare. Crucially, he never tries to define the connection or reduce it to a headline. He places value on understanding itself. Mature audiences recognize the beauty of such ambiguity. It is not coyness, it is courtesy. It leaves room for those who prefer nuance, and it avoids the trap of turning living people into tidy labels. Ambiguity, handled well, is not a marketing trick. It is an invitation to remember mentors who believed in us with few words, colleagues who steadied us in difficult seasons, and friendships that deepened because quiet kindness was enough. As the clip traveled, many viewers were moved less by what was said and more by how it was said, patient, unforced, grateful. The effect is cumulative.
You watch it answer, nodding.
You watch it twice, reflecting. And by the third time, you realize the line is not simply about two actors at all, it is about the kind of respect we all hope to find. Chemistry can look mysterious, but the foundations are practical. First, tempo. These two meet each other's timing with unusual sensitivity. Dialogue breathes. Glances are given the split second needed to land. Silence has meaning. Second, trust. Trust is the difference between acting and overacting. When trust is strong, performances can be quieter because each actor knows the other will catch the energy and return it. Third, temperament. Compatible working styles reduce friction, which allows emotional truth to surface without strain. Seasoned viewers know this intuitively. They see the economy of movement, the stillness between lines, and the care not to steal focus when the other is carrying the scene. None of this requires a label. It requires practice, patience, and respect for the crew whose work is elevated when the leads are in harmony. We could speak of talent, but talent without discipline burns fast and fades quickly. What lasts is craft, hours at table reads, clarity on beats, and the humility to refine. Perhaps that is why people felt the comment so deeply. It sounded like a craftsman quietly acknowledging another, and the audience simply recognized the truth. The same sentence can carry distinct shades of meaning across cultures. In the United States and much of Europe, the comment reads as gentlemanly restraint, a polite refusal to make private life a public performance. In South Korea and Japan, Understatement is an art form. Soft speech often signals depth, not distance. In Thailand, Singapore, the Philippines, and Indonesia, community warmth tends to prize harmony and shared effort. Celebrating a respectful bond is seen as gracious rather than evasive. Australia and Canada often admire modest professionalism, doing the job well while keeping the noise low. Across languages and customs, one thread remains constant: people respond to sincerity. The line's elegance lies in how it allows each culture to hear what it values: a commitment to dignity, an appreciation for modesty, or a preference for deeds over declarations. Instead of flattening audiences into a single viewpoint, the moment became a tapestry of interpretations. That is the finest kind of virality, not a spark that burns out quickly, but a steady glow that different communities can gather around, each finding in it the values they hold dear. There is a way to be a fan that enriches rather than exhausts. It begins with shifting from prove it to appreciate it. Rather than chasing private confirmations, we honor public work, public words, and the professionals who make them possible. Next, we move from speculation to stewardship. If you share moments, credit official sources, and avoid private material. Help newcomers find context so a single clip sits inside the larger story of a project. Finally, we upgrade noise into nourishment. Highlight scenes that model resilience, calm leadership, and generosity between partners. For viewers aged 35 to 75, this approach feels natural. You have supervised teams, supported families, and seen that good things grow best when protected from clutter. Kind fandom is not less passionate, it is more durable. It sustains the joy of following artists without consuming them. And when conversation stays respectful, brands and platforms keep the space open for everyone. That is the practical advantage of gentleness. It is not only ethical, it also works. Here are new ways to enjoy the conversation while staying considerate. First, the Unspoken Moments Challenge. Share a brief, legally sourced clip where nonverbal acting does the heavy lifting. Add one sentence about what you learned from the scene: the power of a pause, the weight of a look, the gift of listening. Second, gratitude threads. Write a short note about how a performance helped you through a difficult week. No prying, only appreciation. Third, Craft Corner Live. Meet fellow viewers to discuss blocking, beats, and breathing in dialogue. You will be amazed how much there is to learn by watching with intention. Fourth, the Calm Playlist. Curate official tracks and scenes that restore peace at day's end, perfect for an evening walk, whether it is 18 degrees Celsius 64 degrees Fahrenheit in Paris or 82 degrees Fahrenheit 28 degrees Celsius in Manila. All four activities create value beyond rumor. They turn attention into care, clicks into culture, and fandom into something you would be happy to show your family. Most importantly, they keep the focus on what is certain and beautiful, the work.
Dit Wulei revialse, trot?
Perhaps he revealed a principle. He affirmed that the rarest gift in collaboration, on set or in life, is to be understood without long explanation. For many, that sentence validated experiences they already know well: the colleague who anticipates your needs, the friend who steadies you without fuss, the partner who listens between the lines. The beauty of the comment is its refusal to close the story into a label. It leaves space for privacy and for the audience's imagination to breathe. That restraint is not a lack, it is a strength. It protects what should be protected while still allowing the public to celebrate the art that brought them together.
In a lud age, quid can feel like a revelation.
And for mature viewers who value loyalty and craft over spectacle, quiet is not dull, it is dignified. Perhaps that is the real truth many heard: meaningful bonds, whatever their nature, are built in work well done, promises kept, and words chosen with care.
Es wie close, a simple reminder. Real people stand behindse roles wie admire ense moments wie replay.
They have families, schedules, boundaries, and the right to draw their own lines in the sand. Our task is modest and honorable, to notice excellence, to say thank you, and to keep the space kind for those who come after us. News will always avoid definitive claims about private lives and focus instead on what is public, verifiable, and uplifting. Professionalism, discipline, and the teamwork that makes great projects possible. If there is a call to action in Wulei's sentence, it is the call to grow gentler. Let us choose curiosity over intrusion, appreciation over assumption, and steadiness over spectacle. The internet does not have to be a storm. It can be a harbor, lit by small lights, a respectful comment, a credited clip, a moment of patience. Those choices seem small, until they are not. If you appreciate this calm, thoughtful way of covering entertainment, please subscribe to News and tap the bell for respectful updates. Share this video with someone who loves great acting and good manners. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Stay kind, stay curious, and we will see you in the next story.